No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
And here we go again. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. I'm glad that you've joined me. Well, what can I tell you? I do a really good weather forecast, but we're at the same place we were yesterday. Wet, rainy, and a little bit chilly. And that's how it's going to be for the remainder of the week. So I don't have much to talk about the weather. But I am looking forward to spring. I'm looking forward to some sunshine because we've had nothing but cloudy weather. And cloudy weather kind of makes you a dull person. But what can you do? Mother Nature speaks. Mother Nature has control. Let it rain. Listen, on Saturday I talked about the utility costs and how much they're raising. They've been raised for Americans across the nation. I told you about my friends. I talked to another person again yesterday. I said, how much have your electrical bills gone up? Now, these are, again, two people who are seldom home, so their electric bill runs around $60 to $70 a month because they're hardly ever home. They don't cook at home. They don't do anything at home except sleep. So they went from 65, he said, to 220. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. My friends, on Saturday, I'll remind you again, their electrical bills went from $250 to $613. Again, two people, but they do heat with gas and they do have electricity, so they are getting hit harder because of the gas situation has gone up. I was reading an article this morning, and I didn't realize, because I don't pay attention to this, but I did not realize there are help for certain wage brackets or income brackets that you can get help with your electrical bills. And in this article, it said, now, for one thing, it started off and said it was a mild winter. I haven't seen any mild about it. It's been cold. This whole winter, it's been cold. I don't remember it being this cold before. But I'm old and I might be forgetful. But I don't remember I don't think this has been a mild winter. We haven't gotten any snow, so we might say it's mild because of that. But it's been cold weather. Anyway, it said that the number of households receiving energy assistance during the current winter season rose an estimated 1.3 million, from 4.9 million to 6.2 million, the largest one-year increase since 2009 and the highest total rate of applications since 2011, according to the Policy Organization National Energy Assistance Directors Association, NEADA. I didn't even know there was such an organization. I didn't even know people could get help, but now I'm glad to know that people can get help because they're going to need it. Applications for energy help is made through the Federal Social Services Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. God, these programs are such long. No wonder we don't know about them, the long names. These numbers don't even account for possible increases in applications this summer to help families pay for air conditioning as they deal with rising temperatures due to climate change. Okay, for one thing, I don't believe in climate change. And I don't think that we're seeing these huge amounts of things because of climate change, but because Mother Nature says, okay, we're going to do things just a little bit differently this year. They said we could hit record levels of applications this year and current trends continue. Now, electric shock. Electricity bills may continue to shock you even as overall inflation eases. I haven't seen any inflation ease, okay? Here's why. Why are Americans struggling with energy bills? Families are struggling to pay high energy bills along with other rising costs for essential goods like food and rent. Now remember, 30% of your rent is being eaten away from your wages. It's gone up so much that you're paying 30% of your wages to rent, per a report from last week. So like food and rent that are increasing at faster rate than the overall rate of inflation. Grocery prices rose 10.4% annually in December, and rents rose about 7.5% from overall inflation increase by 6.5%. That 6.5% is much higher, okay, because they're not including some information and there's some numbers that makes it higher. Take that 6% and double it. That's probably where we're at the moment. It says energy prices soared last year as demand jumped with economies around the world reopening after the COVID pandemic and energy supplies dwindling after Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, when people write these things, this is the problem because they become political in their writing. The reason why inflation went up is because the United States government in the United States decided to overspend. And they spent by trillions of dollars. And if you look at what has happened as of January 1st with the bill that went through, and the president keeps touting this, and the Democrats keep touting it, is the Inflation Reduction Act, which is not reducing anything. In fact, as of January 1st, there's higher taxes on natural gas, higher taxes on coal, higher taxes on gasoline. I mean, it keeps going on. Excuse me. It keeps going on. And when that hit the gas bills and the heating bills for January, people were shocked because of the tremendous jump. Not only because of the increase in natural gas costs, and they are not producing enough natural gas. They just aren't. And there are people now behind on their utility bills. It said expensive heat winter bills will send shivers up your spine with energy prices set to rise per analyst. Though that is one of the biggest problems that we have. These prices are going to rise, and the president says, oh no, we are in good condition, but we're not in good condition. If the American people are paying more to heat their houses, now they're having to cut back on other things just so that they can remain warm. That's stupid. That's stupid from a political reason. So I wanted to get to this one part. Home heating prices are at the highest level in 10 years. NEADA said, on average, households will pay 12.7% more for home heating this winter. Heating oil is expected to rise the most from last year, up 25.9%, or nearly $500 more than the 2021-22 winter heating season. Natural gas was forecast to rise 14.5% and more than an additional $100. Now, that is, we are seeing this happen. I mean, it happened with me. I went up over $100, but my friends have gone up $300, $400 more. So we have a problem here. And then the other issue is, the question was asked in this article, how far behind are Americans on their utility bills? 1 out of 6, or about 20.8 million households, owed an average of $791. They were behind $791. Up slightly from 2022 when the average amount owed was $783. So 2021, 22, and 23, we are seeing people behind on their utility bills. The total amount families nationwide are behind on their electric and gas bills throughout the United States is $16.6 billion. So this is why I get so upset. I get upset because you hear politicians out there say, oh, the economy is good. No. If the American people are suffering, the economy is not good. The president goes out and says, oh, job rates are up, but he fails to tell you that people are getting laid off by the big numbers in the United States. And then if you look at our utility issues, our heating issues, and pretty soon when we get to summer, it's going to be air conditioning. People are behind on their utilities. They owe this money. Some of them are having to make really tough decisions on, do I buy food or do I put heat in my house? What do I do? I can't buy my children shoes because now I have an added expense in my utility costs. So when I hear politicians come at us, and when I hear that press secretary out of the White House saying the economy is good, this is what the president has done, but he has not done diddly squat. The economy is garbage at the moment. And when politicians try to convince you that the economy is good, you know something's wrong. And there is something wrong. We have a problem. People want to call this a mild winter, but to me it hasn't been mild. But you still have people, even in a mild situation, if you want to call it that, of not being able to meet the utility costs to pay those bills. And then if we look at egg prices, well, everybody eats eggs at their home pretty much. $8 for 12 eggs? $8 for 12 eggs? Are you kidding me? And then if you look at yesterday, or was it Sunday or Monday? I can't remember, but an eggplant burnt down. It killed 100,000 chickens that laid eggs. And then we're hearing that the egg producers are saying their chickens are not laying eggs, and they think it's because of the food that's being produced out of these mills. So they changed to a local production plant, producer of chicken feed, and chickens begin laying eggs again. So what's happening here? I mean, you wonder, is there a conspiracy theory on eggs? You see these eggplants dying or being burnt down. So as you can see, this is how things start. This is how we begin to think, what is going on in this nation? But I thought that was interesting about the utility costs and how Americans are suffering. And it's a true story because I'm doing it. I'm suffering. My friends are suffering. My clients are suffering. Because electrical costs and gas costs to heat your homes have gone tremendously up, especially with the new taxes as of January 1st. Stupidest thing ever. In a bill that's called the Inflation Reduction Act that increases taxation on the American people. After we were promised the taxes would never hurt anybody $400,000 and below. It has hurt everybody below $400,000 if your wages are that much. Anyway, that's it for today. This is Mike Lodge. If you want to send me an email with a question, send it to thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. Go to my website at www.lodge-co.com. Go and then support me on there. There's a link there where you can support my podcast. I'll talk with you soon, everybody. Love you, love you, love you. Bye-bye.